Did you know that Japan has over 90,000 people living past 100 years old? That's more centenarians per capita than anywhere else on Earth. Now, here's what might surprise you. While Americans spend over $35 billion annually on gym memberships and fitness programs, the average healthy lifespan in the U.S. ends at just 66 years old. That means most of us face nearly 2 decades of declining health, increasing medications, and losing our independence piece by piece. But here's what changed everything researchers thought they knew about aging gracefully. When Harvard Medical School and Stanford University researchers spent 5 years studying Japan's super-agers, people in their 80s, 90s, and beyond who remain sharp, mobile, and independent, they discovered something that shocked the medical community. It wasn't their famous diet alone. It wasn't superior genetics. The secret was hiding in plain sight in 6 simple movements these elders practice every single day. These aren't high-intensity workouts. They're not complicated exercise routines. They're movements so basic that Western doctors initially dismissed them as too simple to matter, until brain scans revealed something extraordinary. Japanese elders practicing these daily movements showed 40% less cognitive decline than their Western counterparts. Their joints remained flexible decades longer. Their balance systems function like people 20 years younger. Stanford researchers called it the most overlooked aspect of longevity in modern medicine. I'm here at Senior Lifeline to share these exact 6 movements with you today, starting with the gentlest and building to the most powerful. But I need to warn you about movement number 1. It's the practice that increased lifespan by an average of 7 years in a study of 15,000 Japanese seniors. Yet 90% of Americans have never heard of it. It takes just 2 minutes, requires no equipment, but neuroscientists found it activates more areas of the brain simultaneously than any other physical activity they've measured. Before we begin, I'd love to connect with our Senior Lifeline community. Please tell us in the comments your age and where you're watching from. We read and personally respond to every comment because your journey matters to us. Now, let's discover these 6 life-changing movements, starting with movement number 6, Sampo, the art of slow walking. Don't let its position fool you. This is the foundation every Japanese elder builds their day upon. Let's start with something that seems almost too simple to matter, yet Japanese elders treat it like sacred medicine. Sampo isn't just walking. It's intentional, mindful movement at about half the speed you'd normally walk. Picture this. Japanese seniors typically practice Sampo for 20 to 30 minutes every morning, often before breakfast, moving with deliberate slowness combined with a specific breathing pattern that synchronizes their entire body. Here's the technique. You take 1 breath in for every 2 steps, hold that breath for 2 more steps, then exhale slowly for 4 steps. This creates a rhythm that synchronizes your cardiovascular and nervous systems in ways that faster walking simply cannot achieve. The science behind this is remarkable. A groundbreaking 2019 study from Kyoto University followed 3,000 seniors over 60 for an entire decade. Those practicing daily Sampo showed 62% less arterial stiffness compared to the control group. Their blood pressure dropped an average of 12 points systolic and 8 points diastolic. That's often enough to reduce or eliminate blood pressure medications. But here's where it gets truly fascinating from a biomechanical perspective. The slow pace allows your foot to make complete contact with the ground, activating all 33 joints in each foot. This sends what scientists call proprioceptive signals to your brain, essentially recalibrating your balance and spatial awareness systems that naturally decline with age. Western seniors who adopted Sampo for just 8 weeks improved their single-leg standing time by an average of 45 seconds. That might not sound like much, but in balance research, that's the difference between independence and requiring assistance. To practice Sampo properly, focus on rolling through your entire foot with each step. Start with your heel, roll through your arch, and push off with your toes. Keep your eyes focused about 6 feet ahead, never down at your feet. Your arms should swing naturally but minimally, with hands relaxed and fingers gently curved. The breathing pattern takes practice and is crucial for maximum benefits. Count your steps at yes first to maintain that 2-2-4 rhythm. Morning practice works best because cortisol levels are naturally higher then, making the calming effects more pronounced. Here's something important for our Senior Lifeline family. Avoid practicing Sampo on treadmills. The moving belt disrupts the natural foot mechanics that make this so beneficial. Choose varied terrain when possible, since different surfaces activate different stabilizing muscles. The University of Tokyo found that seniors practicing Sampo on natural surfaces like grass or dirt paths had 20% better joint mobility than those walking only on concrete. Start with just 10 minutes if you're new to this, gradually building to 30 minutes over several weeks. Remember, this isn't about speed or distance. It's about quality of movement and breath awareness. Movement number 5, Radio Taiso, daily stretching ritual. Every morning at exactly 6:30 a.m., a gentle piano melody plays across Japan's public broadcasting system. It's not the news, it's not weather, it's the signal for Radio Taiso, a movement ritual that millions of Japanese people have practiced daily since 1928. From school children to centenarians, entire communities move together in this beautiful tradition. But don't let the word calisthenics fool you. This is nothing like Western exercise routines. Radio Taiso is a flowing sequence of 13 specific stretches performed in exactly 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Each movement targets multiple muscle groups while maintaining constant, gentle motion. No holding static positions, no straining. Just continuous flowing movement that lubricates joints and maintains flexibility throughout your entire body. The research supporting this practice is extraordinary. Researchers from Osaka Medical College studied over 8,000 participants over age 60 who practiced Radio Taiso daily versus those who didn't. The daily practitioners had 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic back pain, and maintained nearly full range of motion in their shoulders and hips well into their 80s. The science behind why this works is remarkable. These dynamic stretches increase synovial fluid production in your joints by up to 30%. Think of synovial fluid as oil for your body's hinges. Without regular movement, this fluid thickens and decreases, leading to the stiffness and pain we often accept as normal aging. Let me walk you through the key movements. The sequence starts with gentle arm raises that open the chest and improve breathing capacity. You raise both arms overhead while breathing in, then lower them while exhaling. This is followed by arm rotations that mobilize the shoulder joints, preventing the forward shoulder posture that causes so much pain. Next come gentle twisting movements that maintain spinal flexibility, crucial for everything from getting dressed to checking blind spots while driving. Side bends stretch the intercostal muscles between your ribs, improving breathing capacity and reducing that compressed feeling many seniors experience. The leg movements involve gentle marching in place, followed by shallow squats that keep the knees and hips mobile. The entire sequence maintains a rhythm that elevates your heart rate just enough to improve circulation without causing strain. Timing matters enormously for maximum benefit. Japanese elders perform Radio Taiso immediately upon waking, often before eating or drinking anything. This timing takes advantage of natural growth hormone peaks that occur during sleep. Your muscles and connective tissues are most responsive to stretching when these hormone levels are elevated. The movements should feel like you're moving through warm honey, never forcing or bouncing. If you can't do the full routine initially, focus on the arm raises and gentle twists, as these provide the most benefit for the least effort. Here's something fascinating. Many Japanese companies still practice group Radio Taiso before work starts, and productivity studies show these employees take 30% fewer sick days than those in companies without this practice. For our senior Lifeline community, I recommend starting with just the first few movements and gradually adding more as your body adapts. The key is daily consistency, not perfection. Movement number 4. Shinkyo Zuwari, deep squat rest. Walk through any Japanese park or garden and you'll see something that might surprise Western visitors. Elderly people in their 70s and 80s, comfortably resting in a deep squat position, heels flat on the ground, having conversations, tending to plants, or simply enjoying the morning air. They can maintain this position for 10, 20, even 30 minutes without discomfort. Meanwhile, most Westerners over 60 can't hold this position for even 10 seconds. This isn't just about flexibility. It reveals something profound about how we've lost touch with a fundamental human resting position. The deep squat rest is a natural posture that we've abandoned in chair-sitting cultures. Japanese seniors maintain this ability throughout life because they practice it daily, usually accumulating 20 to 30 minutes in this position spread throughout the day, not as exercise, but as a natural way to rest and work. A groundbreaking study from Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology followed 5,000 seniors for 12 years, and the results were astounding. Those who could maintain a deep squat for at least 2 minutes had a 70% lower risk of requiring assisted living. Their hip mobility remained sufficient for all daily activities. Most importantly, they maintained their independence an average of 9 years longer than those who couldn't squat. The biomechanics explain why this matters so much for aging gracefully. The deep squat position opens the hip joint to its full range of motion, preventing the capsular tightening that traps so many seniors in shuffling gaits. It maintains ankle flexibility, which is crucial for balance, and fall prevention. It strengthens the pelvic floor muscles that control bladder function, a concern for many in our community. Most importantly, the deep squat decompresses the spine, allowing nutrient-rich fluid to flow into the discs between vertebrae. This is why many people feel taller and more comfortable after practicing squats regularly. Harvard researchers discovered something remarkable when they studied cultures where deep squatting remains common. These populations have 80% fewer hip replacement surgeries and 60% less chronic lower back pain compared to chair-dependent societies. Now, I understand this might seem intimidating if you haven't squatted in years. Here's how to develop this ability safely. Start by squatting with your back against a wall for support. Keep your feet shoulder-width apart with toes pointed slightly outward. Lower yourself slowly, letting your knees track over your toes. If you can't get your heels flat initially, and most people can't at first, place a rolled towel under them. This small modification makes the position accessible while your ankle flexibility gradually improves. Hold for just 30 seconds at first, gradually increasing time as your mobility improves. The key principle is frequency over duration. 5 separate 1-minute squats throughout the day provide more benefit than trying to hold one 5-minute squat. Japanese elders integrate squatting so thoroughly into daily life that it requires no special effort. They squat while waiting for buses, gardening, or even watching television. Try using this position functionally. Sort items on low shelves while squatting, play with grandchildren from this position, or rest in a squat instead of bending over to tie your shoes. Each functional use reinforces the movement pattern and maintains the mobility that keeps you independent. Remember, this is about reclaiming a natural human resting position, not achieving perfect form. Movement. Number 3. Single leg standing. Ashi. This might sound unusual, but Japanese physicians actually prescribe single leg standing like Western doctors prescribe medication. Patients over 60 are told to stand on one leg for 1 minute, twice daily, as preventive medicine. It's even covered by health insurance in Japan because the research supporting it is so overwhelming. Let me share some numbers that will change how you think about balance training. The Fukuoka University study of aging tracked 12,000 participants for 15 years, one of the largest longevity studies ever conducted. Those who practiced daily single-leg standing had 68% fewer hip fractures and 75% fewer falls, requiring hospitalization. But here's what amazed researchers most. Brain scans revealed increased gray matter in the motor cortex and cerebellum, areas critical for coordination and balance. Standing on one leg literally grows your brain in the areas responsible for keeping you stable and independent. When you stand on one leg, your body makes thousands of micro-adjustments per minute to maintain balance. These adjustments strengthen not just muscles, but your entire neuromuscular system. Your proprioceptors, the sensors that tell your brain where your body is in space, become hyperactive and more sensitive. Your vestibular system in the inner ear sharpens its responses. Your visual processing speeds up as your brain integrates information from multiple systems simultaneously. It's like a full-body workout for your nervous system, disguised as simply standing still. Here's something that might shock you. Mayo Clinic researchers found that single-leg standing time is actually a better predictor of longevity than blood pressure or cholesterol levels. People over 60 who can stand on one leg for 30 seconds have mortality rates similar to people 10 years younger. The standard protocol starts simple and safe. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair. safety first. Always. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground. Focus your eyes on a fixed point about 10 feet away. Breathe normally and try to maintain the position for 30 seconds. Switch legs and repeat. As you improve, you can close your eyes for an added challenge. This removes visual input, forcing your other balance systems to work harder and adapt. Japanese elders often progress to doing this while brushing their teeth, effectively getting 2 minutes of practice during an existing daily routine. This creates what psychologists call a habit loop that ensures consistency. Advanced practitioners add small movements while balancing. Slowly turn your head left and right. Raise your arms overhead. Make small circles with the lifted foot. Each variation challenges different aspects of balance and coordination, preventing your nervous system from plateauing. The key is progressive overload, gradually increasing the challenge as your abilities improve. When 30 seconds becomes easy, increase to 45 seconds. When eyes closed becomes manageable, try standing on a folded towel for an unstable surface. This constant progression prevents plateaus and maintains neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections. For our Senior Lifeline family, I want to emphasize that even if you can only manage 5 to 10 seconds initially, you're still getting benefit. Your balance system is remarkably adaptable at any age, but it needs consistent, gentle challenges to improve. Movement number 2. Floor-sitting transitions, Seiza. Here's something that will change how you think about Japanese aging. The average Japanese person over 70 transitions from standing to floor sitting and back up again over 20 times per day. They sit on the floor for meals, for tea ceremonies, for watching television, for socializing with family. Each transition is a complex full-body movement that maintains strength, flexibility, and coordination in ways that no gym exercise can replicate. The University of Tsukuba conducted one of the most comprehensive aging studies ever undertaken, following 10,000 seniors and comparing those who regularly sat on the floor versus those who used only chairs. The floor sitters had 40% more lower body strength, 50% better hip flexibility, and could rise from the floor unassisted well into their 90s. But here's the truly remarkable finding. Their cognitive test scores were consistently 15% higher than the chair-only group. The researchers discovered that the complex motor planning required for smooth floor transitions activates the prefrontal cortex, your brain's executive function center. Think about it. Getting down to the floor and back up safely requires sequential movement planning, balance control, strength modulation, and spatial awareness, all firing simultaneously. It's essentially a full-brain workout disguised as a simple daily activity. Getting down to the floor and back up is actually one of the strongest predictors of longevity that medical science has identified. Brazilian researchers found that people who could perform what they called the sitting-rising test without using their hands lived an average of 6 years longer than those who couldn't. The traditional method starts from standing with feet together. You lower one knee to the ground, then the other, settling back onto your heels in what's called the Seiza position. From here, you can shift into various floor-sitting positions like cross-legged or side-sitting. To rise, you reverse the process. Bring one foot forward into a lunge position, push through that leg to stand, then bring the other foot to meet it. This sounds simple, but it requires incredible control, strength, and coordination. Many of us haven't done this movement pattern since childhood, so our bodies have forgotten how. To rebuild this ability safely, start with supported transitions. Use a low stool or ottoman as an intermediate step. Place your hands on the stool as you lower to kneeling, then remove them once you're stable. Over weeks and months, use less hand support until you can perform the movement unassisted. Practice on soft carpet or a yoga mat initially to reduce impact on your knees. If you have knee issues, you can modify by using a higher intermediate surface or practicing just the lowering phase until your strength builds. The frequency matters more than perfection. Even 2 or 3 floor transitions daily provide significant benefits. Japanese elders don't think of this as exercise. It's simply how they live. They've maintained this ability from childhood, never allowing the movement pattern to deteriorate. For those learning this later in life, patience is essential. It might take months to perform smooth transitions, but the payoff is extraordinary. You're not just building strength and flexibility. You're maintaining the complex movement patterns that keep your brain sharp and your body independent. Start where you are. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small improvements. Every time you practice this movement, you're investing in years of future independence. Movement number 1. Tenugui Hibiki, the towel twist. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the king of all movements. This is the practice that changed everything researchers thought they knew about aging and exercise. It involves nothing more than a simple hand towel. Yet Japanese centenarians credit this movement more than any other single practice for their vitality and longevity. You hold a towel with both hands, arms extended in front of you, and perform a specific twisting motion that creates what's called an isometric contraction through your entire body. But calling it just a towel twist is like calling the ocean a puddle. This movement activates muscle fibers that remain completely dormant in 99% of traditional exercises. When researchers at Takushoku University attached electrodes to subjects performing Tenugui Hibiki, they recorded muscle activation in places they didn't even expect to find activity. Deep spinal stabilizers fired intensely, intrinsic foot muscles engaged, even facial muscles showed increased electrical activity. It was as if this simple movement awakened the entire nervous system simultaneously. The study that shocked the medical world followed 15,000 Japanese seniors for 20 years, one of the longest and largest aging studies ever conducted. Those who performed Tenugui Hibiki for just 2 minutes daily had a 7-year longer life expectancy. 7 years. Their grip strength, which scientists now recognize as the single best predictor of mortality, remained above the independence threshold until an average age of 92. They maintained bone density equivalent to people 20 years younger. But the neurological findings were even more extraordinary. Brain scans revealed something unprecedented. The bilateral coordination required for proper towel twisting activated both brain hemispheres simultaneously, creating new neural pathways between them. Participants showed improved memory, faster reaction times, and significantly lower rates of dementia compared to control groups. Let me teach you the precise technique. Start by holding a rolled hand towel horizontally at shoulder height, with your hands about 18 inches apart. Create tension by pulling outward, as if trying to tear the towel apart. This initial tension is crucial. You're essentially creating resistance against yourself. While maintaining this constant tension, slowly rotate your entire torso to the right, keeping your hips facing forward. The twist must come entirely from your core, not your arms. Your arms remain fixed in position relative to your torso. Hold for 3 seconds at maximum comfortable rotation, then slowly return to center and twist to the left. The constant tension throughout the movement is what makes this so powerful. Your breathing must remain steady throughout. Inhale during the return to center, exhale during the twist. This breathing pattern activates the vagus nerve, triggering a parasympathetic response that reduces inflammation throughout your body. The beauty of Tenugui Hibiki lies in its complete scalability. Beginners might use minimal tension and small twists. Advanced practitioners can create enormous tension and achieve deeper rotations. Some Japanese elders perform variations while sitting or even lying down when standing becomes difficult. The fundamental principles remain the same. Create tension, maintain control, coordinate breathing with movement. Here's the fascinating molecular biology behind why this works so powerfully. The isometric contractions trigger the release of myokines, special proteins that muscles secrete during contraction. These myokines act like medicine throughout your body, reducing inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity, and even promoting the growth of new brain cells. The towel twist produces more myokines per minute than any other movement pattern scientists have studied. Timing amplifies the effects dramatically. Japanese elders typically perform this immediately, after waking, and again before bed. The morning session activates the nervous system for the day ahead. The evening session promotes recovery and enhances sleep quality. Just 1 minute in the morning and 1 minute at night provides the full range of benefits. No special equipment beyond a basic towel. No gym membership required. No complex choreography to remember. Yet this simple practice influences every system in your body more profoundly than hours of conventional exercise. Now, before we move forward, I want to address something crucial for our Senior Lifeline family. Safety must always come first. These movements are gentle and adaptable, but every person's body is unique, with its own history of injuries, surgeries, and medical conditions. If you're currently managing arthritis, osteoporosis, recent surgeries, balance disorders, or taking medications that affect coordination or blood pressure, please consult with your healthcare provider before beginning any new movement practice. This isn't just a legal disclaimer, it's genuine care for your well-being. Some specific situations require extra caution. If you've had recent joint replacements, the floor transitions might need modification or postponement. If you have severe osteoporosis, the twisting movements should be gentler and smaller in range. If you're managing inner ear problems, the single leg standing should always be done with support nearby. The beautiful thing about these Japanese practices is their adaptability. Every movement can be modified for chairs, walkers, or limited mobility. The principles remain the same: gentle, consistent movement that challenges your system without overwhelming it. Remember, pain is never the goal. Mild muscle fatigue or slight stretching sensations are normal, but sharp pain or dizziness means stop immediately. Your body is your wisest teacher. Listen to its signals and respect its current limitations while gently encouraging progress. Start with whatever feels manageable today. If that's 10 seconds of slow walking or one assisted floor transition, that's perfect. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Small, regular efforts compound into remarkable improvements over months and years. Now, you might be wondering how to fit these 6 movements into your daily life without it feeling overwhelming. The beauty of the Japanese approach is that these aren't separate exercise sessions. They integrate naturally into your existing routines. Here's a realistic daily schedule that has worked for thousands of seniors. Morning routine, just 5 minutes total. Start with 1 minute of radio Taiso stretching right after waking to gently mobilize your joints. Follow with 1 minute of towel twisting to activate your nervous system. End with 30 seconds of single leg standing on each side while brushing your teeth or waiting for coffee to brew. Throughout the day, practice Sampo during any walking you're already doing. To the mailbox, around the grocery store, in your garden. Use the deep squat position functionally when picking up items or tending to plants. Practice 1 or 2 floor transitions when getting up from bed or moving from sitting to standing. Evening routine, just 4 minutes total. Begin with 2 minutes of Sampo, either outdoors or around your home, to decompress from the day. Spend 1 minute in the deep squat position while watching television or reading. End with 1 minute of gentle towel twisting to calm your nervous system before sleep. This approach follows the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, small, continuous improvements that compound over time. You're not trying to transform overnight. You're building sustainable habits that will serve you for decades. The key is linking these new movements to activities you already do every day. This creates what behavioral scientists call habit stacking, using existing routines as triggers for new behaviors. Brush your teeth, practice balance. Make morning coffee, do towel twisting. Watch evening news, practice floor sitting. Remember, you don't need to do all 6 movements every day to receive benefits. Even practicing 3 or 4 regularly will create noticeable improvements in your strength, balance, and overall vitality. As you build consistency, you'll likely find yourself naturally wanting to do more. Your body will begin craving these movements because they feel good and provide energy rather than depleting it. This is the opposite of punishing exercise. It's movement that nourishes and restores. The revolution in understanding healthy aging isn't about discovering new technologies or expensive supplements. It's about recognizing the profound wisdom embedded in movements that Japanese elders have quietly practiced for generations. These 6 movements aren't just exercises. They're a complete system for maintaining your body's functionality throughout life. They address strength, flexibility, balance, coordination, and neurological health simultaneously. They require no equipment, no special clothing, no dedicated exercise time. Most importantly, they integrate seamlessly into daily life, becoming as natural and automatic as breathing. The research is overwhelming and consistent. People who maintain these movement patterns age in a fundamentally different way than those who don't. They keep their independence longer. They maintain their cognitive sharpness, They enjoy their later decades instead of merely enduring them. But here's what I want you to understand. This isn't about achieving perfection or comparing yourself to anyone else. This is about honoring the body that has carried you through life by giving it the gentle, consistent movement it craves. You have a choice in front of you right now. You can continue following Western approaches that treat aging like a disease to be fought with intensity and struggle, or you can adopt these gentle movements that treat aging as a natural process to be navigated with wisdom and grace. The Japanese have shown us the way. Decades of scientific research have validated their approach. The only question remaining is whether you'll start today or wait until tomorrow to begin transforming how you age. I want to hear from you, our Senior Lifeline community. Which of these movements resonates most strongly with you right now, and why? Have you tried any similar practices before? What challenges do you face with mobility or balance that you hope these might help address? Share your thoughts, concerns, and experiences in the comments below. This isn't just a video. It's the beginning of a community committed to aging with strength, dignity, and joy. Every comment you share helps other seniors feel less alone in their journey and more empowered to take positive action. If this information has been helpful, please hit the like button to help more seniors discover these life-changing movements. Subscribe to Senior Lifeline for more evidence-based approaches to healthy aging, and ring that notification bell so you never miss content that could improve your quality of life. Remember, the best time to start taking care of your future self was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now, today, with your very next breath and your very next step. Thank you for being part of the Senior Lifeline family.